Right behind me is the 2026 Keystone Cougar 320 RDS, and this one is the Midnight Edition with the Phantom Gray full body paint. Yes, when it comes to Midnight Edition for Cougar, you essentially have two different full body paints, the Phantom Gray as seen here, and the black Onyx right up there. Now the first thing I wanna get right out the way is so many people see this and they're like, oh my gosh, it is gonna be so crazy hot in the summer. You know what's really cool is Keystone understood this and they actually did a test. They compared the black Onyx to one of their white units. And you know what's crazy is on a 95-degree day, there was only a 2-degree difference between the coach. So it's honestly not that much hotter. As long as you're running the ACs, it'll keep everything nice and cool thanks to the incredible insulation that Cougar uses in their units. Now, with the Midnight Edition, it's not just full body paint. You get a couple other things that are going to be added on there as well. So one, you get the badging, right? Boom, Midnight Edition. You also see blue lights. So you have blue LED lights. You'll have blue lights up in the cap. Let me see if I can walk around here and show you. So you'll get, I can't really see them, but they're there, I swear. You get blue lights up in the cap, and then you will also get blue ground effects kind of underneath in the back. On top of that, you're also going to get 440 watts of solar on the Midnight Edition, and you're also going to get 2 lithium-ion batteries. Plus, you get the blackout rims and frameless windows. So yeah, the Midnight Edition isn't just paint. It comes with a lot. Let's step inside. This is a 320 RDS. I personally really like this floor plan. I always have. Mainly because of this right here, which is the sectional sofa. Man, I love a good like rear living space, rear entertaining space, whatever you want to call it. And you know, there's a few floor plans with this sectional sofa. They just came out with a new one. I think it's a 320 LLK, but that one also uses this like same sectional, and it's it's such a good setup, right? They basically flip-flopped, and it's still just, it's incredible. But what you have here essentially is you have theater seating directly across from the entertainment center. You have a sofa right here. This, of course, is a trifold, pulls out, so you have some additional sleeping space. We can see the TV right there on a lift, fireplace down below. Windows galore, folks. I mean, look how bright it is, right? You have windows here. You do get storage up top. I do want to add that. A lot of manufacturers have gone away from having the storage up top. I personally really like it. You also get some storage right up top there. You can kind of see all the way around. There is an entertainment center kind of right there, right? So that is Bluetooth capable. It also has a couple different speaker zones, one in here, one outside. The dinette is going to be right over to this side, and they use the Flex dinette. What is that, you ask? Well, conveniently, they have a little sticker, so I don't have to mess with it. But essentially what you can do is take it from the current configuration it is right now. This table actually swivels, pushes against the wall, and then you have more of a desk setup, right? So you can put your 2 chairs this way and be able to look out the window and enjoy the view out there, which is pretty neat, especially because this bench right here is actually an ottoman. It's got a little tough one-handed, but I can pull this thing out, right? It has storage underneath. You can throw like throw blankets, pillows, everything else in there. You can take that ottoman and you can move it right over to the couch. Now you have a place you can put your feet up. So not only do the recliners, you can put your feet up there, people sitting on the couch have an option now too. Again, I think that was just very well executed, very well done. More windows to let in, just a ton of light. It really is nice and bright in here, especially with the brighter colors. You have the nice white solid surface, which I think was a great choice. Looks excellent. I like to point this out too. I think this is pretty neat. Personally, I'm probably putting shoes there, but you know, someone brought it up that, hey, like that might not be a bad spot for a dog dish too, and I can see that as well. So you have a couple different options. You also see the kind of gunmetal stainless steel, and of course that's going to be undermounted because when you have solid surface, why wouldn't you? And then you have the 2-tone faucet, the black and kind of like the, almost like a gold and off gold. I'm not quite sure what color that is, but it is pretty regardless. You have storage underneath, as one would expect, and underneath the sink, not only do you have a drying rack and a cutting board that fit on top of the sink, there's also plenty of room under there for a trash can, which is always a big plus for me. Over here is going to be 3-burner cooktop with the oven, electrical outlets. You have a spot for a coffee maker. I like the backsplash too. I enjoy the fact they went from the counter all the way up to the top of the cabinets. That's something that a lot of manufacturers don't do. I don't know why, but I'm glad that Cougar did it. storage up around the microwave here. And then we have the nice big fridge freezer combo. We can take a look in here. 16 cubic foot. Sorry, let me get back a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There you go. You have the refrigerator on the right, the freezer on the left. Excellent space there. You get really good cold storage. Open this guy up. You can also see the large pantry right here. So for some of your dry goods, great storage there too. You also get this little, I'm going to call it a coffee hutch. You can see this right here. So this is an inverted outlet, pre-wired for inverter rather. So that way, if you do get the inverter option, you can plug in toaster, whatever else you want there. And again, because this is the Midnight, you do already have the 440 watts of solar, as well as the solar charge controller. Some storage up top there, as well as down below. And then let's head up the steps here. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So this one does have the Furion Chill Cube AC. So if we flip the camera around, right up there, it's kind of in the back is where it is. That's an 18,000 BTU. You know, before you could only go up to 15. Now they have 18s just for a little bit better cooling power. You also have the ceiling fan, and right up above me here is going to be the Max Air fan. Cool thing about that is that it is also pre-wired for another AC. So if you want 3 ACs in this bad mamma jamma, you can do it. Heading up the steps, you have our main control panel right here. Something I always like to point out about Cougar. One, not so much the slides, but this right here is the fact that you have tank heaters. So yes, because it is a Cougar, it is 4-season capable, which is a big deal for a lot of people. Tank heaters, insulated valve bodies, excellent insulation. If you're looking for a winter camper, this is a good one. You will also see that your lithium batteries have battery heat. That's pretty standard fare, at least it should be for any battery that uses lithium. And then as we take a look inside the bathroom here, again, good countertops. I do like to mention that they continued solid surface. So many manufacturers will go to thermoformed in the bathroom to save money. Cougar did not, and I appreciate that. You also have a nice big bowl there, some storage down underneath. Taking a look over to this side is going to be a porcelain foot flush lever toilet. Of course, we have our towel bar here, plus little additional storage, kind of some linen storage, I guess. Wouldn't mind, I would have liked a shelf in there, but that's okay. And then we have the shower with the Oxygenics shower head. You can see skylight in here too. This shower head kind of pulls in air. It feels like there's more water pressure than there really is. So you're not using more water from like your fresh tank, but it still gives the feeling that there is. If I step into the shower here, I just want to show you height. I mean, folks, I'm 6 foot tall. I could be 6'4", 6'5", still be able to stand in here, especially underneath that skylight. If I'm not that I'd be standing here because there's a seat in the way, but I mean, even here I have, 2 inches, maybe 3 inches or so above my head. So I could definitely be a little bit taller and still be able to stand in here. There's also a mirrored medicine cabinet. So you get some pretty good storage right up there. It's a very wide medicine cabinet. A lot of times they're like maybe 3/4 of that size, if even that. So I definitely like the storage aspect here too. And again, they don't have a full linen closet, but I still think that you have enough storage. Stepping into the bedroom, some good things in here too. Starting right over here in the slide out is going to be the king bed. You have electrical outlets, USB ports. You also have shelves up top with electrical outlets there as well. So if you need to plug in like a CPAP, something like that, you can. And then over to this side is our wardrobe. Now, what I really like about the wardrobe, a few different things here. One, you have an inverted outlet in here. Or again, pre-wired for inverter, as are the ones by the bed. But if you need to plug anything in, you have the ability to do that right here in the closet. I love this hanging rod. I love the fact that it has a light on the bottom. That's something that I haven't seen a whole bunch. This is actually the first year I've seen it, and I think it's a great idea. Laundry basket in here as well. You don't have to worry about trying to find one. They give it for you. And of course, both of your doors are mirrored. Opening this up, you can see plenty of storage space right in here. You will also see that you have washer dryer prep right down below. And then at the foot of the bed, you have TV hookup. And then down below that is going to be your dresser. Now, because this is the Midnight Edition, I definitely want to hit on the outside. We kind of covered everything about the Midnight Edition, but I do want to cover just some of the other features on the outside of the Cougar, because I think that is a big part of the Cougar's value proposition. Like, yes, it's gorgeous inside, but there's a lot outside here too that definitely makes the Cougar worth it. So yes, you obviously have a painted front cap because you have full body paint on this coach, but you'll also see right up here is the Kurt Helix pin box. I actually really like this pin box better than like the rotating head for sure. It utilizes this coil spring as well as this shock to help dampen a lot of the force going up into the frame. A lot of us have heard of the frame flex issues in the past. This is one of those things that are trying to help prevent that. My understanding is this can prevent up to 30%, up to a 30% reduction of force into the frame, which is a lot. You will also see you have a light right there just to give you a little bit of extra visibility in case you're hitching up at night. And then if we open this front storage spot, let me undo this latch. There we go. A couple different things. One, you have a spare tire hanging out in here. Also, you can see right here, this one does have the inverter. There's your 30 amp solar charge controller with the disconnect. That's this one right here is the solar disconnect. This is going to be your 12 volt distribution box. This is the disconnect for the rest of the coach. And then you have your tire pressure monitoring system prep right there. Of course, battery will be right over here to the side. As we kind of step over to the side, I do always like to point out that if you have a four-legged friend, you have a place to tie them up right there. Auto level on this coach as you would expect, and then you have your 30-pound propane tank. You have one on this side and another one on the other side. Moving back into the garage storage, we'll just kind of take a look here. If you want TV, here's your TV hookups, place to plug them in. I also like this right here. You can pop that open. This is going to be for your power awnings. You can be right out here and be able to see your awning opening and closing just to make sure you're not going to hit anything in case there are trees or something nearby. A couple of USB ports there. There's a bunch of goodies over there too. We'll get over there in just a little bit though. Again, the Cougar Midnight Edition, that beautiful full body paint. It is a super high gloss, very reflective. You will have your two outside speakers. Those have blue lights to match basically the rest, right? Like with the LED, the front cap and all that. We covered the frameless windows. Let's actually talk a little bit about some of your running gear here. So we'll start with the wheels. So if we take a look at the wheels, we're looking at 235/80. Those are going to be 16-inch wheels on there. I also like to point out the Road Armor suspension in between. That, in conjunction with our Kingpin up front, will do a great job again of helping to reduce, just reduce a lot of the forces that are going into the frame. Also, the tires, I forgot to mention, load range. These are going to be H-range tires on there. That's always a big deal, right? We're talking about, safety. They want to make sure that you're going to get to your destination. Oh, another thing, geez, oh Pete's, is the fact that this has Lippert ABS brakes on there. So you have analog brakes. That's one of those things that we kind of take for granted when it comes to cars, vehicles, tow vehicles. Man, look at that gloss. I can see myself. Sorry, I'm squirreling. With analog brakes, yes, all of our vehicles have them, but it's not very common, believe it or not, on most RVs. When we come around to the back, you'll see your ladder to climb up onto the fully walkable roof. You have backup camera prep right there. Dropping down, we can see our accessory hitch. So that has I believe a 300 pound weight capacity on there. So if you have like a bike rack or something, or a cargo carrier, you can put that on. And new for 2026 is this guy right here, the Safe View power inlet. I don't know if you can see, I guess we don't have power right now, but right over to the side, these will light up green if everything is good. If there is an issue, it will be red. So you have your ground, one leg of power, second leg of power because we have 50 amp and then the neutral there. Oh, in fact, right up there, kind of shows you some of the issues. It doesn't fix or stop anything, but it will at least give you the warning and let you know. Now, I always recommend personally having a surge guard in line, right? Whether you have it hardwired or inline, you should just do it inline. But I always recommend that because you never know if there's going to be some kind of brownout or blackout or something's going to happen. The last thing you want is to fry some electronics in your RV. So I always do recommend having that, but that is just a little nice extra touch there. Okay, let's take a look right over here. I want to show you The convenience center. There's a couple things that I'd like to point out here. So one of them is easy winterization. That's always important, especially if you're in a cold climate like myself. You do have extra solar on the side, even though you have the two 220 watt panels up top. You also have the Key TV multi-source signal controller, which just makes, basically, for a lot less coax cable, not only does it make it easier to troubleshoot, but you also get better signal. It's just a lot easier system to use. But as we talked about with the seasonality, geez, oh Pete, as we talked about with the 4-season functionality, we have insulated tank valves here. So both for the black and gray tank, those valve bodies are going to be insulated, and it has tank heaters on there, so your tanks will be heated. Over to the side is auto level right here. And as we open this up, there's a couple things I want to point out. One, again, they try to make things easy to troubleshoot, so you can see your water pump right there. It is very easy to access. The other is this right here, and this is new for 2026. This is the Water Management Center. This is really cool. Essentially what this is these are direct lines straight to one of the faucets in the RV. And you will have one for the, you have the cold side here and the hot side here. So this will be the cold and hot of the same faucet, kind of work your way up and down there. The neat thing about this, and the reason that this is super helpful is, you know, if you have any kind of issues, right? Like let's say one of your bathroom sinks is leaking. If you can't fix that right away, then you have to shut off the power to the whole coach so it doesn't leak everywhere. But with this, you can turn off just that one faucet and still be able to use the coach until you're able to get it fixed. So again, for troubleshooting, for down the road, that is just something that what's the word I want to use? I like that they put the thought into it to make it as easy as possible for you as an owner when you are doing any kind of work on the RV. Now, if you are interested in this 320 RDS or you want the Midnight Edition, I completely understand it's beautiful, but you're like, Ian, how much is it? Well, there will be a link in the description with price and availability. Just simply click on that link. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker. I might be having a stroke. My brain is not functioning. But until next time, we'll see ya.